Today, we will explore one of the most significant and tragic chapters in American history, the institution of slavery. This isn't just about dates and numbers. It's about understanding how slavery shaped our nation and continues to influence the United States today. Let's delve into this complex history with the respect and attention it deserves. The story begins in 1619, when the first enslaved Africans arrived in colonial Virginia. But slavery didn't emerge overnight. It developed gradually over decades. Initially, many Africans worked as indentured servants alongside Europeans, with the possibility of eventual freedom. However, by the 1660s, colonial laws began to distinguish between white and black workers, creating a system of permanent servitude based on race. The demand for labor in the cultivation of tobacco, rice, and later cotton fueled this transformation. European colonists discovered that slave labor was incredibly profitable, leading to the systematic dehumanization of millions of people. By 1860, nearly 4 million people were enslaved in the United States. Slavery wasn't just a Southern institution. It was woven into the entire American economy. Northern merchants financed slave ships, Northern factories processed enslaved cotton, and Northern banks held slaves as collateral for loans. Profits from slave labor helped finance American industrialization and built many of our oldest universities and institutions. Economists estimate that enslaved people generated wealth equivalent to trillions of dollars today, wealth that was never shared with those who created it. Behind these statistics were real people with names, families, dreams, and incredible resilience. Enslaved people were bought and sold as property, families were torn apart, and basic human rights were denied. Yet they built communities, preserved cultural traditions, and continually resisted oppression. Resistance took many forms, from everyday acts of defiance to organized rebellions led by figures like Nat Turner and Denmark Vesey. The Underground Railroad helped thousands escape to freedom, with heroes like Harriet Tubman risking everything to lead others to safety. These acts of courage remind us that even in the darkest circumstances, people fought for their humanity and freedom. Opposition to slavery grew throughout the 19th century. Abolitionists, both black and white, worked tirelessly to end the institution. Frederick Douglass, Sojourner Truth, William Lloyd Garrison, and many others raised their voices against this moral evil. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860 led the Southern states to secession, leading to the Civil War. Although Lincoln initially focused on preserving the Union, the war increasingly focused on ending slavery. The Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 and the 13th Amendment in 1865 legally ended slavery, but the struggle for true freedom was far from over. The end of slavery did not mean the end of racial oppression. The brief promise of Reconstruction gave way to Jim Crow laws, sharecropping, and systematic discrimination that endured well into the 20th century. The wealth inequality created by slavery persisted and widened. While formerly enslaved people and their descendants were deprived of the opportunity to accumulate wealth, many white families built generational wealth based on slave labor. Today, we still struggle with the legacy of slavery in ongoing disparities in wealth, education, criminal justice, and healthcare. Understanding this history helps us understand America today. American slavery was a system of immense cruelty and injustice, but it is also a story of incredible human resilience and the ongoing struggle for freedom and equality. Learning this history doesn't mean assigning blame to people today. It means understanding how we got here and how we can build a more just future.
By acknowledging this difficult past, we honor those who suffered and fought for freedom and equip ourselves to continue their work.